Hello there everyone, Ashnflash here, and welcome on into a early LEGO Indiana Jones set review. Today we're looking at set number 77013, The Escape from the Lost Tomb. This is retailing for $39.99 USD or $49.99 Canadian beginning on April the 1st, and was sent to me early by LEGO/Land to do a review for. Looking back at this is a remake of a set that they did back in 2008, and it was honestly a very sort of scary set for me. I don't know. I was very hesitant to build the Ark of the Covenant when I was a kid. I'm just so excited to see it here updated with all these new prints and so much more detail, new pieces and everything here. The figures are so much better than that original set. I'm really excited to talk about this. So let's go ahead and let's get started. All right, so here it is. And I guess first things first, we'll start with these statues. Honestly, I think from the leak, I was a little disappointed, but seeing them here in high res and obviously now having them officially built, I think they look pretty good. Like specifically with the abs, I think that's pretty great, those part usages. And you've got a couple of stickers there for like the necklace and then also like the skirt. The only thing that like I don't really like is this bit here with the arms. I feel like it's just a little too blocky for me. I think they're very sharp as opposed to just the roundness of the rest of the body, especially like up at the head and everything. But back, it's not the greatest, but again, it doesn't really matter since you're only really seeing it from one way. The other statue is the exact same build except for down below, which has a play feature, obviously, which we'll look at. But first, let's look at this section here. I think that they did a really great job just in terms of the size of this. It allows them to do a lot more. Put a couple of different torches and flames down here. Again, these parts didn't exist back then. So I think that looks really awesome with those flame pieces and the little candle one. The snakes, I think that for the most part, it's pretty impressive just how it looks up here. But then when you look to like the sides and the back there, they're just sort of empty. And I think that they could have added a little bit more. I think this is meant to be the snake when both of them fall in and it's sort of perches up and hisses at them. I think that's the idea of that snake there. But I think they definitely could have added a few more, personally. And I think that's something I'm going to want to do. Put some red ones for nostalgic sake from back in the day. But I really love this archway. This is brand new. This wasn't here before. You can see a couple of hieroglyphics there on the side. But over here on this side, this is the one that everyone is going to care about because they have brought back R2 and C3PO, which I think is awesome. The fact that they included them. They're in the original film, if you didn't know that. So it's a very fun little reference when they're able to do these things, bring Star Wars into Indy and Indy into Star Wars. Over here on the wall, there is actually a play feature, which of course is how Indy realizes that there is a chamber in behind. You can actually drop out a snake there, and you can even see the snake coming out of the wall. And that's accomplished very easily. What you do is you just load this on up in the back. You put the snake right there, and then you just tip it forward and it falls on out. In behind, you've got a couple of sarcophagi. I guess that's the plural, right? It's not in the film, but it's cool that they added a little bit of decoration here. I think that's a lot of fun. It sort of plays into one of the play features in the back, I guess. But also just, I love the texturing of the wall that they've got on the masonry bricks, some dark tan, and then the dark orange here as well. If you look at it over here from this side, you can see you've got a ton of different hieroglyphs. So on this panel here, you've got a couple references to Lego. This here is reference to Exoforce as well as Bionicle. You could see some eyes there, which jokingly, I like to think they're Jawas. We'll talk about that in a second. Just going to remove the archway here just real quick at the top so you could see the other hieroglyphs. They look pretty cool. I look at this and I think, could that be maybe the crystal skull? I don't know. It sort of looks like that, and maybe that's the Shankara stone, although that looks like a real hieroglyph there. But just tossing that idea out there. And how do you remove the Ark of the Covenant and place it in? You just easily remove it, and it sits right on there onto that one stud, and you could see from underneath the Ark there. I think that it would have been cool somehow if they had like a box lift up or something to reveal it. Like maybe it folds up into this. I don't really know, but I'm just happy that we're getting this here a lot more filled out in terms of its depth here. And speaking of depth, what you could do is you could take your indie figure here and attach him to the side of the statue like that. And then, of course, like in the movie, you can lift this up and the statue will topple on over, knocking out the back wall into the Well of Souls. Now, what's interesting about the back part here is this is my only complaint about the set, like legitimately negative part. It gets stuck. You could see here. See that, how it's hitting there? And I don't know what the solution is. Again, it's easy to you just got to remember sort of when you're lifting up the wall to pull towards this way and not just straight up, because for whatever reason, it likes to lean and hit that there. You could hear it every time. It's not really an issue. It's just, I could see over time it's sort of damaging maybe that sticker, which wouldn't be a good thing, obviously. So again, very easy to just, you could see what it looks like here from this side. So the back isn't the best looking, but I think that it's pretty good for what you're getting. I think this is meant to be like the exit tunnel that they find. So anyways, this obviously this falls on down. And then the idea being when Marion is, going through the wall looking for Indy, the mummy pops out and scares her. So that's the play feature there. You just remove this pin and the wall comes flying out with the mummy on it. So just to show you it here up close, you just remove the pin and it pops on out. And just to reset that, you just got to lift it up like that and reinsert the pin there. In behind, you could see this this wall. And it's interesting. Again, you've got those creepy eyes and a couple more hieroglyphics there, some spiders, some spider webs. Again, just jokingly, I like to think those are Jawas. Here is the Ark of the Covenant, and it looks great. I think the build for this, in terms of the pieces they used, I love those handle parts and how they've had that built underneath, I think is incredible. The only thing that I don't like about this, and is even a comment that I've seen people in the comment section make, something even my mom noticed, was like, why is it dark yellow? Like, why isn't it golden? Well, I think it has to do with the lighting of that scene. It is a very bright glow, and I feel like that's what they're trying to go for here. However, we've got so many different types of gold these days. We've got the really cool pearl gold. We've got this gold. I just think that it should have been that. I don't think that we're at a point where we should be using dark yellow for something as important as this. So I just want to show you what it looks like with them holding it. I want to point out something with Indy. That arm can't go any lower because of the satchel. That's something that they falsely advertise on the boxes. You can't lower that arm anymore to attach it. So it sort of looks like he's holding it. Mostly Solid's doing all the work. Also, you could see Solid's sort of holding it from far back, because if you put him any closer, he's going to touch the Ark, and you're not supposed to touch the Ark. That's why there's the poles for you to hold onto the Ark from there only. Here is the Indiana Jones figure in this set. Technically exclusive because the torso, instead of having flesh-colored hands, he's got gloves on, which I think is a really fun detail. It even appears on the boxes. Now, of course, they brought his satchel and whip back from 2008. They never went anywhere. LEGO's been using it ever since. However, instead of using the fedora that was introduced, that's still being used, they created a brand new hair and hat mold, and I think it looks great. I love the fedora with the dark brown strap, as well as the hair. I think looks really, really awesome. Removing all the gear, though, you get a better look here at the torso and the leg printing. I think it looks great with the belt and also the gun holder. Love the face. I think they really got his expression and likeness really well here. And then he's got this smile. Love the back torso printing there as well. Here is Marion Ravenwood, and she has a brand new face, new torso, new legs, obviously, but she's not using a reuse for the face, which I think, honestly, is probably one of the best parts of this set, because they could have easily done that. Love the dual molded legs for her with this white dress. It looks awesome. I think her torso as well, with the flower there in the front, and I just, oh my goodness, it's crazy that even this hair piece here as well, perfectly for her. Her accessory is this torch, and on the back of her face she has this screaming expression there, getting scared by the mummy. You can see the back torso printing there as well. To me, though, Sala is probably the most exciting figure here because he never appeared in any set before. So it's awesome to see him return here. Love the torso printing, and it's just that wrapped orange. It looks great. And the face, though, wow, they really nailed his likeness. And the wrap piece being used here works really well for him. You can see some back torso printing. He doesn't have a second expression, unfortunately, but just getting Sala. Couldn't be happier. And last but certainly not least is the Mummy. It is a very creepy looking figure. I think that they didn't need to do this much detail for the Mummy. Like, if you look at just how detailed the back torso is, the back head printing, but they even like nailed the creepy expression with the mouth open and the eyes glazed over. Creepy. You could see its ribs and everything there, how scrawny it is. But then they went and did light printing. Like, they went all out with this Mummy figure. Incredible for something that was a skeleton back in the day. Well, there you have it, everyone. That is my review of the Escape from the Lost Tomb set. I think that this is just a fantastic remake. I think the price as well is so much better than people were afraid of, with it almost being, or at least people saying that it was going to be $89.99 USD, which would have been absolutely insane for this set. I think that this is much better, and I think a lot of people are much more happier with that, and these four figures are just honestly some of the best across these three sets. So I'd love to hear your thoughts though on this. Be sure to subscribe, turn on the bell notification so you don't miss out on future Lego Indiana Jones set news and reviews. Also on screen, you can find a couple of other Indiana Jones videos if you are interested in checking those out as well. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Hope you will have a great day. I will see you all in the next one.